And good evening, dear and gentle friends. Oh, so happy that you are able to join us tonight and that we were able to get through to Friday. It's Friday night. Are you kidding me? I think Friday's probably one of my favorite nights of the week. I don't know about you, but it really is for me. We've had a phenomenal week with the work that we've been able to create during this intensive. And I'm just so excited that we could share it. I didn't even give an introduction. My name is Nicholas Viselli. I'm the Artistic Director of Theater Breaking Through Barriers. And on behalf of all of our artists, I would like to welcome you to Theater Breaking Through Barriers' second Hybrid Playmakers Intensive, or HPI 2, live and in person. And we are indeed coming to you live and as virtually, as in person as we can be, being virtual. We're coming right from the heart of the Thunderdome here in Midtown Manhattan. I'm so excited about the work we've created, but I'm really, really excited about tonight's show. Today is January the 26th. So if we are able to turn back the clock about a month, or if you happen to miss, you're going through sort of that like January post-holiday depression, this show, I believe, will bring you right back into it. So I don't want to say any more about it other than it is an amazing play by Estrella Tamez. Now, we talked about Estrella. She has worked with us many times. You saw her a few nights ago acting in a wonderful piece called No Sandwich for Me, Please by Robin Carmen Marshall. But tonight you're going to get to see her writing chops. She wrote a really great piece called All I Want. It is directed by a master, another multi-talented writer, director, actor, David Adam Gill, and he's going to be directing this. And the cast we have, I don't think we could do any better than this cast. It's just the best cast. Helen, Coxe, Tamar, Kummel, who you actually got to see direct, and now you're going to get to see her act, and Richard M. Rose, who you also got to see act now or direct. Now you're going to get to see him act. So I'm going to be quiet. I just want to get into this, and I hope that you will all enjoy it. So without further ado, please sit back, relax, and enjoy Estrella Tamez's All I Want.
Hello, let me introduce myself. I am Richard M. Rose. I am playing Hagios Nicholas. I'm a large white male with long hair cascading below my shoulders and a long white beard. I have a rosy complexion and a red button nose holding up a pair of glasses with wire-thin rims. I'm wearing a bright red sweater and a blue scarf with snowflake-shaped designs. Sitting in a large room with floor-to-ceiling windows, the room looks like a conservatory or perhaps an observatory. Outside the window, the northern lights are dancing, and it is gently snowing. Behind me is a lit Christmas tree on one side and a plate of cookies on the other.
Hi, I'm Tamar Kummel. I am playing Tammy, and I have glasses, brown hair, and I am sitting in our second bedroom.
Hi, I'm Helen Coxe. I am in a office in our apartment of the second bedroom. I am short. I have wavy blonde hair that's in a messy bun. I'm wearing glasses, a blue shirt, and a black jacket.
I'm checking the list now, dear. Yeah, it's Tammy and Hannah. They're married for 15 years. Oh, Tammy is a massage therapist and a photographer. It says here Hannah is an art critic. Isn't that interesting? Creative types. Oh, mama. I have my work cut out for me tonight. Mama, where's my mug? Mama, where's my mug? What, dear? Oh, never mind. I found it. So let's see. There are a few things Tammy and Hannah are at odds with. Let's take a look at this. Seems like a very easy job today. No kids, no pets. Let's see. A marital home they acquired together, and other assets are furniture, artwork, and heirlooms. Neither party has an attorney. Perfect. You know, it's such a shame to see a 15-year marriage come to an end. Let's see if now, where is that bowl? Mama, have you seen my bowl? I surely would lose my head if it weren't attached. Ah, there you are. We can't go on video chat with a little magic dust now, can we?
Hello, Mr. Nicholas.
Please call me Mr. Nick. And you're the first one here, right on time.
You look so familiar. Have we met before?
No, I don't think so. Tammy, but I do get that often.
Something about the beard. That's a lot of red for video.
Ah, yes. The photographer's eye. Red isn't good for the camera, eh?
Not really, no. How did you know my profession? Right. Anyhow, I believe in punctuality, unlike Hannah, who is usually late.
Can you hear me?
Yes, we can hear you.
We can hear you.
Oh, good. Sorry, I'm late. I had to finish up an overseas call.
As you were saying, Mr. Nick.
Oh, yes. Hannah, as I already said to Hannah, as I already said to Tammy, that is, you may call me Mr. Nick. And I'd like to welcome you to my humble video conference so that we may magically, amicably come to some agreements here today.
Let's just get this show on the road.
That's what this last 15 years has been for you? A show?
Really, Hannah, aren't you tired of playing the victim?
Aren't you tired of playing? Period.
You're the one who's the critic of everything me.
I am an art critic, not a people critic. You never paid any attention to my career, did you?
Never paid any attention to your career? Who encouraged you and supported you while you were in school?
Okay, who bought your first camera?
Always keeping score. I am so tired of it.
You know, I'm tired of being blamed for everything. I try and try, Tammy, and nothing I ever do is good enough.
Oh, here we go again. Victim. Always playing the martyr.
Okay, stop saying that.
Look,
Stop.
you both can get what you want if we just focus here. Mama, my bowl. Mama, where is it?
I'm a martyr because I tell you what I need.
No, you're a martyr because you do things for everyone and then you throw it in their face.
I do not throw anything in anyone's face. How dare you?
How dare I? How dare you?
You might want to try doing things for other people sometime, like meeting in the middle. I'm the one making concessions for everyone, especially you.
Oh, we're back on you, huh?
You know, it's
always
always
about
about you.
Ladies, let's stay on track, keeping those reins straight. One of my many strengths. Now, look, I'm feeling a lot of emotion here, ladies. We've come here today to figure out what you both want. We need to not lose sight of what we came here to do, okay?
Like I said, let's just get the show on the road. I have film to develop.
Honey, your mood seems to match your little dark room these days.
At least I have a mood. You may want to explore that someday. We can't all be bubbly caretakers of the world.
Let's talk about the house now, ladies, okay? Now, are you both comfortable with selling your nest egg, or was one of you planning on keeping it? That seems to be the biggest asset we need to figure out. It does contain your darkroom, doesn't it, Tammy?
Yes, I built that dark room.
We built it.
And Hannah, your parents' ashes, they're buried there, yes? On the property?
Well, yes, they are. How did you know?
There seems to be many reasons for not selling. All right, look, I've received lists from both of you on which property you'd like to keep. Let's take a look at those now, shall we? Okay. So it looks like, Tammy, you would like to keep the house, your automobile, right? Half of the art collection, the menorah your father made, and your mother's paintings. Those are the biggies, right? The rest seems to be random household appliances and the like, yes?
Sounds about right.
And Hannah, you'd like to keep the house, yes? The art collection, right? I assume those were jointly purchased too, right? Yes.
Yes, it was.
Wait,
Okay.
you get your mother's art. Why can't I have the other pieces?
That's the way it works. What was mine before us, I get to keep. You and I bought the other pieces before our marriage and during our marriage, so why wouldn't I get half?
That's true. That's true.
You don't even care about them.
How do you know?
When I asked you where you wanted to hang the art, you said you didn't care about them.
No, I said I didn't care where they were hung, not that I didn't care about them.
Yet again, another breakdown in communication.
You're the one who can't communicate. At least not with me. No problems communicating with the rest of the world. Everyone thinks you are so charming.
What is that supposed to mean? Are you calling me a flirt?
If the bra fits.
What the fuck?
Ladies, let's focus here, all right?
Let's get something straight here, lady. I have never, nor would I ever cheat on you.
What's with going to Europe last year and not taking me with you?
I was going for work. I was going to be critiquing art. You were going to Scotland on a photo shoot that you'd wanted to go on for years.
Well, it was a fucking disaster. I spent the entire time chasing down my lost luggage with some stranger named Aiden. Sounded like he was trying to cough up phlegm for 5 days straight. I swear I still gag when I hear someone cough.
That is not my fault. I wanted to go with you. I asked you to postpone your trip until after my trip. You said no. It was for my job, Tammy. You're always so stubborn.
Well, yours always takes priority. You inflexible bitch.
My ladies, this has gone way off the path. Let's rein it in. Look, all I'm asking you is what you really want out of today.
All I want? All I really want is for this entire thing to stop. I want to stop this ride. It's like a roller coaster that keeps going faster and faster. I want this man in the red sweater to disappear. I want to go back to when it was good, Tammy. Do you remember when it was good? Pre-pandemic, pre-jealousy, pre-anger?
Hasn't been good for a long time.
All I want is to feel the magic between us again. To look at each other like it's the first time.
Oh, mama, here it is. It's working.
All I wanted was to be part of your world. I mean, to feel needed and heard. But when we get around your friends, you seem to turn the charm on for them. You get giddy and happy, and you aren't like that when we're alone together.
Tammy, do you know why I'm giddy when we're around my friends? It's because I'm happy to have you with me. I'm excited to show you off to my friends. I think you're sexy, beautiful, confident, smart, and so talented.
Don't stop.
It's not because of them I'm giddy. It's because of you.
Why the hell haven't you told me that?
I have told you.
No, you haven't.
Yes, I have.
No, I'm pretty sure you haven't.
Tammy, I tell you all the time.
And you haven't told me anything that nice in years. I may be a lot of things, but I'm not a mind reader.
I'm sorry. I really felt I had. I mean, I love you so much.
I'm sorry too. I love you so much.
Mama, I'm really good.
So you don't want this divorce.
No, I never did. Do you?
I never did either. I didn't want to come in second in the art show of your life.
Jane, you can never come in second to anything.
God damn your charming self.
Damn your confident self.
Are we okay?
Yes, we're okay.
Come in here.
You don't have to tell me twice. Oh, shit. Where's that end call button? I'm so sorry. I love you.
Thank you. Bye.
Oh, Mama, we did it again. They don't call me Saint Nick for nothing. It's a snowy mess of a job, but someone's got to do it. Whew. I need a long nap. It sure was much easier when they were kids and all they wanted was a toy soldier or a stuffed bear. Now, who's next, Mama? Let's see here. Oh, Brad and Angelina. Well, that one might take a little bit longer. I think it's a little tougher. Better get out the big bowl, Mama. Ho, 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 ho. And to all a good night.
Oh, Mama. Oh, was that not beautiful and fun and perfect way to start a Friday, a weekend? Come on back, everyone. Oh, what a beautiful, it's how wonderful, and how magical. I'm just kind of blown away. I just thought this was so well done, so beautifully written. And, I just love the fact that it had a happy ending. So great. Okay, let's talk a little about this. First and foremost, I know that when we first met, we met actually in December, the middle of December, right before Christmas. So I'm assuming that had something to do with why you chose to write this piece, even though we knew that we were going to be doing it later. But Estrella, you've got to sort of clue us in here. What was it like? Tell us about how this all came together, and perhaps how all of the little threads that you wove together were sort of, I guess, they came courtesy of your company here.
Well, it was right in the holidays when we all met for the first time, and Richard got on, you put us in our breakout rooms to discuss everything, and Richard, he had the hair and the beard, and I just kept looking at it, and I was like, Richard, you look just like Santa Claus. And he was like, oh yeah, and I have all these suits, and I have like 2 Santa suits, and I do some work as Santa Claus. And I was like, oh my God, well, I have to write something about Santa Claus. So that's kind of how that idea sparked itself. And at first I kind of played with the idea of, do I make Helen and Tamar kids, or, because I even toyed with the idea of making them, making it like a kids thing. And then I thought, well, no, because we're always asking kids, like, what do you want for Christmas? what are you gonna ask Santa for Christmas? What do you want for your birthday? We're always asking kids, right? I'm a mom, and a teacher. What do you want? What do you want? What would you like for this, for that? And I thought, well, when did we stop asking adults, what do you really want? And that was one of the conversations that we had. Is I asked them all, like, what is it that you want?
Mhm.
And, it was like, I think Tamar said something like world peace, and it got deep. The conversation got very deep. And I mean, everything is about relationships, right? So, I just felt like it with the Santa Claus thing, and then asking what you really want. And then, I recently went through a divorce. So I know I didn't go to mediation, but I have, so I've been through it. And so divorce was on the mind, and then Santa. And so I was like, well, if I make this adult asking, and it had to be an adult conflict, but not that everything has to have a happy ending, but divorce for some people can be a happy ending, right? To something that's not good for a while. But for this particular piece, because it was going to be Santa Claus mediating, it had to have an ending that was a happy ending for these two people right at this moment. Not that it's going to solve everything, not that in 10 years they're not going to go back and get to that place again, but for the purpose of this piece, and for it being Santa Claus intervening, it had to have a happy ending. So
I think it's wonderful. And I'll tell you, I'm so glad that you chose to make it an adult conflict, because part of the issue with all of this is how the topic of the breakdown of communication in our world, right? That's very, very important. I think that to be able to have our mediator be the one who can just sort of wave a magic wand and conjure up honest communication, as opposed to the bickering, which PS is also very childish, right? So you already have that childish element within it. So you're not losing anything with it. And, a happy ending, of course it has to have a happy ending, because Santa Claus is involved. And happy for the moment, sure. I think just sort of thinking about what you just said, divorce may not be happy, but it is an element or passageway to move forward, and not feel like you're stuck or trapped, which is sometimes a big, I think, issue among couples that just feel that they've stagnated and they're not moving forward together. So that, I feel, at least for now, we sense that there's been some happiness, and perhaps because of honest communication. So
Right.
That, to me, I thought was beautiful. And I loved it. I think it becomes something we can relate to. It also sort of feels like, if only it were that simple. It becomes like a fantasy of something you might find in the Twilight Zone. But I love that. I thought it was so beautiful. So well done, so well written, and thank you so much. The collaboration of using, hearing your artists and being able to pull things from that to make it this was, I think, that to me is always the big joy of the exercise. And when you hear that that's happened, you know that there's a lot of communication going on.
Oh, this was such a dream team, such a dream team.
Yeah. Oh, I know. I have the great fortune of knowing you all and knowing how incredibly gifted you are. Which now leads us to our director, David Adam Gill. David, I love how you put all this together. Again, there's a lot of, when we're working on this platform, this medium, we don't want to get so involved that the technology overpowers the main purpose, which is the word. This is a workshop. I think the work, I always look at it as work in progress. And it's important for the writers that their story is told, and it's told as well as it could be at the time that we're doing it. and that it's as clean and accurate as possible. But the elements that you used, I think, were so well done and just accented everything. So it didn't conflict at all, but it just accented, which is exactly what it's supposed to do in a production. Tell me what this was like working with this group. I know you know a few of them, but tell me
Oh
what
my goodness. Well, it was wonderful. Don't stop. They were all, we collaborated on this. It was a collaborative effort. The script was so there. I mean, Estrella really listened to everything everyone said, crafted something that was beautiful. We read through it. There are certain things that, that needed to be tweaked because of what we were trying to do. It's a static medium, right? Doing something on Zoom. So what we have to do is find the moments where you're not trying to over choreograph, but like the leaning forward and leaning back. Santa's props with the cookies and being distracted by things. And so we worked on finding these layers, finding the levels of animosity and anger. I just have to say, one of my favorite lines is when Santa at the end says, "Sure was much easier when they were kids and all they wanted was a toy soldier and a stuffed bear," and it's nice to know that Santa doesn't give up on us, right?
Yeah.
Like Santa is someone who is going to follow our trajectory and maybe step in, and give us another gift as an adult, which is to magically make us really hear and see each other.
Mhm.
I always believe that communication is the key to a good relationship, and sometimes you get stuck on the little nitty-gritty things, and that was what was so nice about the script. It had those built in.
Mhm.
I can't say enough about the admiration I have for these three actors and this playwright. It was just really a joy. They were wonderful. If ever you need anything Santa Clausian, you got to look up Richard. He
I
has
know.
it.
How
He
about
just
that,
has
huh?
it. I mean, he came prepared, man. It was wonderful. It was wonderful.
That's not a backdrop. That's his house.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
his house.
Yeah.
And we found that we stripped it bare. I thought we were going to have like reading of some stage directions and whatnot, which I was glad we didn't, because it got in the way of the pace of it. But just having that one, and Richard found that, God love him, the one magical flourish that kind of we needed in order to show that there was some kind of magic happening.
Mhm.
Very simple. It's only used 4 times to the advantage of the piece, I think. So
Mhm.
again, it's almost as though this erector set came fully put together. They're wonderful people. They're wonderful theater artists, and I really enjoyed working with them.
See, I think that's absolutely wonderful, and I have to agree. I think, we always, our company specifically likes to think about accessibility and how do we make our work accessible. One thing I always try to encourage our writers and everyone to think about is think about accessibility throughout the whole process of creating the work, because most people don't. It is something that is often taken for granted.
Yeah.
I always tell the writers, try to think about writing something in such a way that the description is sort of contained within the dialogue. Tricky, not it's hard enough to write a play, and I know I'm throwing another thing at you, but the idea of how do you do that so that the play already has, it's already sort of built for accessibility in that regard. And then there's just all these other devices and elements. In this case, the sound effect of the magic. And I think at one point Santa Claus says, we need to use a little magic or something before, so that already just clues it in. If I am an audience member who is blind, low vision, I'll know what's happening by the sound effect. That's all I need. You know, you can have a voice saying he reaches into the bowl and he waves his fingers and his fingers are glowing. And then no, that you don't need all of that. You know, I mean,
Yeah,
you
that's it. It got established right away. And then when it happened again, it was already associated with the magic. And
yeah.
if you were lucky enough to be able to see the glowing finger again, Richard, he's like, oh, I have this. I'm like, bring it.
You're asking Richard about Santa Claus. You were playing into his wheelhouse. Like that's
Oh
the
yeah,
thing.
he was very, very excited about playing Santa on this Zoom. And oh my gosh, but to David's credit, David I feel like he just read my mind through this entire process. I feel like he was so zoned in and we were just like, he knew exactly what I was trying to do. And he is such an amazing director. And I just want to say thank you so much. You are brilliant. And these actors are brilliant. And I'm so honored to have these people direct and act out my words.
Yeah. Oh my, thank you. It's such a joy to see it all come together. But I want to talk to the actors now. And I want to start with Tamar and Helen first and foremost. Richard, we're going to talk to you last because you're Santa Claus. First of all, I love the fact, Tamar, that we now get to see you perform. The thing that really works, the thing that makes this work, I feel, is the reality. Like you have to play that for real. You have to play what you're doing for real, and it didn't come across as being it didn't come across as being fake or stagey or anything. You felt this conflict and you felt the tension and the miscommunication, and that becomes so important. And I thought I know that you're just so wonderful and so gifted as artists, but it's just such a joy to see you work. So, all right, tell me tell me about this experience for you. Tell me if there's any elements or threads that you feel made it into into the final piece. I'd like to know all about that. And so do the people watching. It's fun to see it and then they'll come and see it again, and they'll have some of the secrets, and they'll be like, now, wow, this is so good, so clever. So let's start with you, Tamar.
Well, I didn't have to tell Estrella anything because she's been stalking me on Facebook, evidently. So she knew everything about my life, and the character description was so me to a T, literally to a T. It was so funny. And just as a joke, I was like, so which character am I playing? Oh, the massage therapist, the one with the mother's art, the one who likes purple, the one who, it's just like, okay. So it's not hard to get into a character when you're literally playing yourself, sitting in your own home, and I can be a horrible person. So it's very easy for me to, be angry and scream at people. I do it every day. I don't do it every day. And, Estrella is so incredibly sweet and lovely. My first time working with everybody else, but it was really, I love to play from the second that we got it. It was so much fun and so sweet, and had so many different levels to be able to play with, which is so great. It's, at some point it becomes very rare to have a role that's a full role with levels and an arc, and I get to, do things. It's rare at this age that I get to do things like that. So this was incredibly fun for me. So I'm always very grateful, but I'm not used to compliments, so cut it out.
No more. All right. I won't say how great you were. I'm just going to say I thought that this was a wonderful production. I hope you can take that. Okay.
Yeah, I appreciate. They were great.
And I thought the acting was especially brilliant, but I'm not going to get any more involved and say how wonderful I thought you were, because I know you don't want to hear how wonderful you are. So I won't say that anymore.
Don't stop. Don't stop. Okay.
Helly. I do. First of all, I adore you. I love you, and we are such very, very dear friends. But tell me about this work. I'm just curious about what it was like for you.
Well,
Estrella, you can always bring it back to the writer. Our first meeting, I had to come late.
Mhm.
So I thought that was really great. I think I was so, I went, wow, she just kind of wrote this for 3 human beings, even though, and made Santa so human.
Mhm.
And I was really impressed that we all kind of, it's somebody's in the other room doing their thing. Somebody's in the other room doing their thing. This is our life now so many times with work, and you can get frustrated by little things. And I just thought she kind of captured everyone so beautifully.
Mhm.
And I did love that Santa was sort of not just the mediator, but the fixer, you
Mhm.
know, throw them in the room together and see what happens. So um, she really beautifully set up something that is very hard to do.
Yeah,
Kudos.
I agree. I agree.
It was just, I have sort of losing my expletives right now, but
Mm.
and you and David just kind of go, oh, yep, I get it. You don't have to do too much of this or that. And it is a workshop. Just yesterday we took out the stage directions and we were like, oh, okay, now we just have to listen.
Mhm.
And all of these things on Zoom come alive because it can be very static.
Yeah. Yeah, and I
And
think
I'm not even in my own apartment.
I
I'm
know
in the
that. This
beautiful
was
Tamar.
such a
I'm
big
in someone else's
surprise.
house. So I am on a set.
Yeah. That just you blew me away because you
And
look
props to Tamar, who was like, yeah, come over. Because I was like, are you guys together? If you guys are in the same city, let's do this. And they
Yeah.
were like, oh, okay. Yeah, thank you.
It
both
was
of you.
amazing. And I love that. It
Not
was
even the same city, but we live like 15 blocks apart from each other. So I was like, oh, we're doing
Yeah,
this.
it's almost the same as me and you, Nick. Like
I know. We're all neighbors. We're all neighbors.
we're all neighbors.
But I love
Live in
that.
your neighborhood.
Because it really does illustrate. And first of all, I know that's sometimes hard to do. And during COVID, we really couldn't do it. It just became really hard to, if you had to play a scene with someone in the room, you had to get, it's like, oh, you two live together. Good. Can you do a scene because you live together? That's how it turned out. But this was wonderful, and it was such a beautiful surprise. But yet very typical, because when you have 2 people that are in their own little bubbles and they're not really communicating, they're communicating on a screen, they're not, and they're just a few feet away from each other. That's really weird, but it is very typical. And so it really does cut to the heart of, I think, what we're trying to do here. And it does end on a hopeful note. And I really hope, I like to be hopeful about what is going to, the road ahead of us. I don't know what's going to happen. None of us do, but we have to constantly keep the faith and try to put forth the best we can, and try to be honest, as honest as we can with each other. And this really, I think, nails that, really does. And yeah, I really hope that Santa Claus does come along and he can throw some little magic, and for those people that are not hearing each other, he can open their ears. So thank you. But last but not least for this discussion, and I want to give you guys a little bit of a break before the next show. Santa Claus, oh mama.
Oh, mama. Oh, mama. Oh, 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 oh. No. First of all, huge kudos to Estrella, which we've done. I feel, though, that Estrella and I have a mutual admiration society going. We've workshopped some of her work. As you know, I don't write, but I do direct and I do act. So I've helped to workshop some of her work, bits and pieces. I've seen her work, and we'll email each other. She'll email me. I'll email her saying, "Oh wow, that was really great," or something like that. And but we never really worked together, did we, Estrella? And So when I got the script, I already had in mind I already knew what she had in mind, but of course I had no idea what it was. You know, I knew that it was going to
I
be.
just said, don't shave and don't cut your hair.
That's right, and I promised her I wouldn't. So but so I already knew, and you did email me and say, yeah, are you? Do you really have Santa Claus suits? And I said, yeah, I have more than one. You know, so because we had discussed it, but she wanted to be sure. But when I got the script and I read the script, and I know that all of us are going to agree with this, there wasn't a single word or action out of place. There's no extraneous dialogue. There's no extra fluff. There's nothing there that isn't absolutely necessary. And that is the mark of a truly great playwright. This didn't have to be long. It wasn't.
No.
It went from one place to another, to another, to another, smoothly and distinctively. And it came to a resolution that was clear cut without a single word out of place. Really wonderful, wonderful work to Estrella. I really, really mean that. I've worked on thousands of new plays over the years, and when it's this efficient, it's really a work of art. And David brought a skill set. I've never worked with David, and but he brought a skill set that I thought was actually quite amazing. He let all of us sort of be us.
Mm-hmm.
All he did was just nudge here, nudge there, push a little here, pull back there. Really, really, really nice work as a director. And I felt good about it. I knew that if I was going to be over the top, he would tell me. I knew if I wasn't giving enough, he would tell me. I knew that if my timing was off or something was off, he would tell me. And I think that was true for all of us, for Tamar and Helen. So yeah, and of course, working with the two of them was great. And Helen, Helen and I worked many years ago, as did you and I, in the same place. And so I'm happy when Helen was involved in this. So I'm actually looking forward to hopefully rekindling our friendship, Helen. So.
Yeah, we have to do that. I'm friends with y'all. Come on over. Let's just come on over here right now. We'll hang out. Really.
By the way, Estrella, should I tell everybody what hagios means?
Yes, please.
Okay. Hagios is the Greek word for saint.
Mm-hmm.
So my name is Hagios Nicholas, or Saint Nicholas, Saint Nick.
Isn't that lovely?
Isn't that great?
I just found out through trivia that Saint Nicholas, of course, the original origin of Saint Nicholas, he was a bishop from Turkey, okay, in I think 1200s, and his remains are interred in Bari, Italy, in a cathedral in Italy, which also happens to be the hometown of my grandmother. So. And the funny part of it was my grandmother was so mad when my mother named me Nicholas, because she was not happy with my father at the time, and I'm named after my father, so she would not call me Nicholas. But I just think it's hilarious that the town that she came from, the actual like skeletal remains of the original Saint Nicholas are in Italy. So we should take a field trip one day. Check it out. Maybe find
beautiful little city. It's beautiful.
Yeah, it's absolutely, and it's one of those places that in Italy nobody really thinks to go. Not very often. You always think of the big few. Florence, Rome, Venice.
After you've hit the big few.
Yeah.
You go to the tertiary. Yeah. My partner worked there for a long time, so we hit all the big ones, and then we hit Lecce, and we've hit everything. So yeah, Bari is beautiful. And
that's the rule of thumb. After you've gone to see the big cities, then go to Italy and see the country, and that's really where you see that's where you get the real experience. And I think it's that way with pretty much every country. The one thing I just wanted to mention, and I know I said it earlier in the week, but there was a lot of talk for a while that the whole short play form was dead. Okay, I submit this play along with most of the other ones that we've created all so far as proof that that is not true. You can, you say, I only have 10 minutes, 15 minutes. How am I going to be able to create like rich characters and give some depth and create an arc and all of these other things? And it was done. This was not just a sketch. This was very well written, well planned out. We love doing the short plays because it allows us to give when we're doing something like an intensive like this, or when we used to do short play festivals, when we were still able to do showcases, which I will say I will slip this in tonight, that we are hoping to be able to do showcases again in the very, very near future, which means that it gives us another opportunity to generate like performances of like a whole series of short plays over a period of several weeks. And that to me is very exciting because we used to do it and we loved it because it allows us to work with a larger group of actors at one time. And it allows us to work with a lot of actors and performers with disabilities. And again, integrating disabled and non-disabled artists on stage in work that is sort of written for the artists, so that disability is not, maybe the play has a little bit to do with disability, but it's not all about disability. It really is about the characters and really empathizing with these characters on stage. That I feel is the big element that will help change perspectives in our world. So that's what makes me excited about it. Do you guys have any comments about this short play form that you guys created as opposed to a full-length play or even a one-act play? Do you think that this play needed to be longer or should have been more developed? I'm just curious what your thoughts are. I don't think that, but I'm just curious on if nothing else, your opinion on this short form that we're doing.
Absolutely not. I'm a huge fan of the short play. In my company, we do 3 short play festivals a year. It's a stolen kiss. It's something that you're let in at a particular moment in a particular time where there's a particular conflict, and you're watching characters wrestle it out, fight it out, and it's so exciting because you have to do a lot of work. It's not the easiest thing to do because you are trying to get information in there, not overcrowded, but you're trying to get enough information that your audience is going to be on the side of these characters. It is a magical thing when it's done well. And if I had the sound effect queued up, this is one of those magical ones.
Yeah.
So yeah, absolutely. This was just the right stolen kiss. Yeah.
Yeah, thank you. I agree. I just thought it was so beautifully executed and so well written, well directed, and incredibly well performed. Just a great gift and a perfect lead into our weekend. Because what we're doing now is we're ratcheting up for our grand finale on Sunday, where we are doing the in-person portion of our intensive, and you'll get to see 5 plays performed one after another in front of a live audience. I will say I love this play, and the thing that's really important also, and why I love doing the intensives, is the fact that not everybody's in New York. And sometimes if you want to work with artists and they're not here, it's to say, oh, well, when you're in New York, let's find time to work together. That's lovely. It's a great thought, but it's hard to make that happen. This is much more attainable. And who knows? It could lead to the possibility of saying the work that we created here, we want to produce it live. So let's find a time when you're going to be able to come in and we can make it all work. That is, that's what this is all about. So I think I'm very excited about it, and I just love I love the work, and I'm just so grateful to all of you. So thank you so much, Tucker. We have like 2 minutes, and then I want to give everyone a few minutes break. What were your thoughts for this? What do you think?
Santa Claus, you are the best.
Yep.
For you, Tucker.
And also amazing work, you guys.
Yeah, so amazing. All of you. And I think the magic also worked in a lot of other ways, because over the last week we're dealing with some technical glitches, but knock wood, tonight, no glitches. Our wonderful captioner who's doing all the live streaming captions, Fenella, thank you so much. I've been wanting to give you a shout out and thank you for all of this wonderful work that you're doing. And I mean, you're just a big part of this team and helping to make our work accessible to everyone. So thank you for that. All right, everyone. I just want to give one more big round of applause. I want you to go take a break, get a glass of water. If you have to use the restroom, now's the time, because at 8:30, we're going to start all over again on Facebook. So thank you all again, Estrella, David, Richard,
Thank you.
Tamar, Helen, and the great tech guru, Tucker Salavara.
Hey, Tucker.
Thank you all so much. And I want to thank all of you for tuning in tonight and having a great opportunity to see our work as we are creating it. Thing, again, that makes our work extraordinary, I feel. Sorry if I'm boasting here. But to be able to call together such an extraordinary group of artists, and of course, the artists in tonight's production are extraordinary, but I can say the same for all of the other artists that you've seen so far and all of the artists that you will be seeing going forward. Everyone is just so committed and takes this work so seriously, but also with great love, great commitment, and that is the greatest gift. It's the greatest gift in the world. So we are so grateful that you could be a part of it, because you are indeed the final component. So if you like what you saw, please join us in a few minutes on Facebook. We're going to do this all over again. This play is so nice, you're going to want to see it twice. So please, I hope you'll come back. And then join us tomorrow night for our final, what we'll call live virtual play. And then on Sunday, when we do the in-person portion of this intensive. So we hope you'll be able to join us there. If you like what you've seen tonight, tell your friends, tell your families, get people to log on and watch this, because that's so important to us. And if you really like us, go to our website, tbtv.org. You can see what we're up to. You can see check out our history and a little bit more about our company. And if you really feel strongly about our work and our mission, you can click the donate button at the top of the page. And if you want to support us financially, we not only appreciate that, but we take it very seriously, because it's not just money that you're giving us. It is a commitment in partnership. And that, to me, is something it's one of the most valuable, invaluable gifts that you can offer. So thank you so much. Tomorrow, we are rounding out the virtual portion of our segment with another great play by this really amazing playwright, Connor Haney. Now, I've known Connor for a few years, but this is the first time he's actually writing for us. And he wrote a play that is really, how can I say it? It's a barn burner. Once again, encapsulating the overall theme of what we're trying to do for this intensive. And I hope you'll join us to see it. The play is entitled Cross. It is directed by, again, another amazing artist who has worked with us many times as a director and as an actor, Dream Smith. And so you're going to get to see a dream tomorrow night. And we have an amazing cast: Brie Klauser, Anne-Marie Morelli, and Gaia Vishnar. Anne-Marie, you had the opportunity to see her directing chops the other night. Now you're going to see her acting. Gaia also directed. You're going to get to see her act. And Brie is just a favorite. You've seen her many, many times. So we're really looking forward to tomorrow night's show. 7:30 on YouTube, and then again 8:30 on Facebook. So, ladies and gentlemen, thank you again for your time. We look forward to seeing you again soon, and hope you have a good evening, and maybe see you in 5 minutes. Good night, all.